Joining us for another amazing episode of the Marketplace Pastors Podcast, as promised, is Armonrashod. Armon and I are going to have an amazing conversation about doing amazing work in the marketplace, but the journey to get to purpose. This season has been about self-care, right? And a lot of times when we talk about self-care, we don't talk about the journey to get to purpose a lot. And many of us are sitting in smack dab in the middle of purpose right now. And when you look at social media, sometimes you see the glitz, you see the glamour, you see all the reels, which we call the highlight reels of an amazing life. But a lot of times we don't get to see or hear the backstory of how people got to this place. And it took a lot for many of us to get to the places that we're in now. And Armonrashod's story is one that I'm sure many of you all will relate to, the journey to purpose, the journey to destiny, the school of hard knocks, the lessons that we learn along the way, but how to be resilient and not stay down when everything seems to be stacked against you. So for this amazing episode, I want to bring you into the world of Armonrashod. As you can see, we're in his amazing studio for this episode. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, but I think it's pretty cool. So I want to first of all say thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you ever done like an interview like this before?
Yeah, I've done an interview like this, but this is the first one here.
And this is going to be the first of many.
Okay.
Are you excited about that? Okay, all right. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you and how did you get in this amazing space?
My name is Armon Rashod. I'm a fashion designer from Atlanta. I've been doing clothes about 10 years now. I actually started making clothes 2013, right after I graduated high school, with my first brand, thetrenchesglobal. And then I ended up getting my first store when I was 20 on Bankhead. The sign's still up there, but unfortunately I ended up losing that store due to me going to prison. I ended up doing 7.5 years for robbery charges back when I was 21. And I kept honing in on my skills while I was in prison. So that's actually why I learned to sew clothes while I was sitting in prison. Like this outfit I got on now, I just made this. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But yeah.
So 7 years, you started off right out of high school. So you always knew you had an amazing talent and a gift, right?
I can't say that because I really wasn't sewing clothes back then, but I always liked to get fresh. So I was always into fashion. Like I was really upset when I didn't get best dressed. I didn't know what y'all done gave brother that. Y'all know I be putting stuff on. It's always been that, like, it's a competition. Like, who gonna get the freshest? Like, that would be my lane. I always like getting fly.
Okay, that's what's up. So y'all know who my designer gonna be, right?
Oh, definitely.
This one right here. So you had a store right out of high school. Tell me how that even, like, most people in high school are not even thinking about that. They're talking about going to college.
And that go back to the point where, like, after I graduated high school, I ended up going to Atlanta Tech. So I went to Atlanta Tech just to say I'm going to college. My mother, grandparents, like, you need to go to college, But I didn't want to go to a traditional college and be 100,000 in debt. So I'm like, I'm not trying to go do that. And I really don't want to go do 4 years of schooling. So I'm like, I need to go ahead and learn me a trade and get right to it so I can make me some money. So I ended up going to school at Atlanta Tech for automotive technology. I stayed there for about a year. I had like a 3.6 GPA. Like I ain't never been like had a hard time in school. I just didn't want to go do it. So right after that, I ended up dropping out. I ain't gonna lie, I got the refund check and I was gone.
At least the honest.
I was gone.
And what you do with that refund?
I would have got me a stove. With that. Yeah, I had enough paperwork to go on. Amongst other things I was doing. Plus that, I'm like, I might get me a stove, man. I'm making clothes. I ain't done that. Then my phone used to be going crazy while I'm in school for the clothes. So I'm like, man, I'm straight on this. And I didn't want to be working on nobody else's car. Like, it really was a hobby. Like, I always been good at working with my hands. So I'm like, let me just go get me a trade and get certified. Cause they had the BMW STEP program at the time. So I do this 2 years, you work for BMW, making a decent salary. But I'm like, but that ain't really what I want to do. I don't want to come home greased up every day. You feel me? Like, I like getting fresh. That don't even coincide with my lifestyle. So that really wanted to just end up getting the store. I dropped out and then when I got my business license, now I'm getting clothes wholesale and I'm just stacking my logo on it. So I ended up going to prison for robbery because I really was trying to get the equipment to put in my store. So like them broader machines, they ain't really had no financial literacy, like to go and know about financing this. You only put 10% down, run your credit. Like I ain't know all that, but now I know. So it's a different ball game. But you can't do what you don't know.
Absolutely. So you got a charge, and you spent 7 years in prison.
7.5.
7.5. Let me get that right. 7.5 is up 6 months.
Some folks lose their mind in 6 months of prison, so you can't forget them 6 months.
Can't forget them 6 months.
And that I just spent more than that in the hole.
Wow.
Solitary confinement. I didn't want 6 months in the hole.
How did you keep your sanity?
By putting clothes on and being able fortunate enough to be able to give me some motion, buy me a phone and account, or have access to a phone. Be able to stay tuned into the streets. Because everybody not able to really just maneuver, go this prison, and still be able to get you a phone and be able to do what you do. So by me putting clothes on and making clothes while I'm in prison, it really kept my sanity for real. Because I was like me, like keeping my individuality, and that's what they try to strip you of your individuality while you're in there. So they put everybody with the same white uniforms on. Then some folks lose their identity. You don't even know who you is no more. You just feel like, oh man, when I get out, I'm gonna turn it back on. No, I'm gonna stay fresh in here, same way I was on the street. And a lot of guys, now I had guys come through here who I was incarcerated when he came through, like, man, how I supposed to pose? I ain't losing. I ain't have to ask nobody that when I got out. Because I was already on Instagram when I was in prison, so I ain't losing my step. Like, I'm still putting it on. I'm still getting fresh, even behind the walls. So it was just like, you'll lose your swag if you ain't doing it. But say you don't use it, you'll lose. So you just got to, and stay ring. I was ring and I was handling business. So I'm orchestrating fashion show. Well, not fashion show. I'm orchestrating photo shoots. Like, for my brand, while I'm in prison, I'm getting together models. I'm talking to my vendor in Pakistan, on the phone. I'm on WhatsApp. I'm lining that up. I'm getting that sent to my house. I had my partner come pick it up for my mama to go do the photography. So I was really conducting a lot of business in prison. So I really was still in the street and behind the wall.
That's amazing. I didn't even know that was possible.
I mean, it's not supposed to be possible, but anything is possible.
He's giving y'all the game. I love that. So you're in prison. You're like, you know what? I'm going to keep things moving, right? How did you get into the sewing aspect? Because I know you were making clothes. Did they have machines that you can use there?
No, they ain't. Like, I didn't get to using like real machinery until like the end of my bid. So me starting out when I first got to prison, like I was using dental floss and paper clips. So you gotta take the paper clip, sand it on the ground, put the sharp point on it, then get a nail from the maintenance guy. Like get him like $5-6 in food. He gonna bring one of the little nails back. You put a hole in the back of the paper clip, and that's how you put the dental floss through. And then fast forward like 6 years later, after I had hit Wendy Williams, I had one viral, so they ended up sending me to the TIP program for which is a 9-month program of solitary confinement. So after I got off of there,
why did they send you there? Let's don't move past that.
Cause I was they labeled me an STI.
What's that?
Security threat to the institution.
Why? Because you had outside connections.
Yeah, I'm having phones every count. How's you getting this? You too familiar with staff and cause I really was medium security when I came in. Okay. But by me keep going viral and doing what I was doing, they end up upping my security level to maximum security, then label me security threat to the institution. So that's when I ended up going to level 5. So when I got to level 5 prison, like everybody in here got 10, 20 years. Like, well, I ain't gonna say 10, 20 years. A lot of them got life sentence. Like, you got 10, that's really light. Like, all right, bro, we don't want to hear that. You feel me? Like, where you going home, you don't get in that complaint. A lot of these folks got life.
So you got in there, and I guess the hope was that would shut you down. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they was determined.
The hope was that me going to solitary confinement would deter me from continuing to make clothes. But what they didn't know is like that really just fueled my fire even more. Cause I don't care about that. I'm not sure about going home. I'm already in prison. And one thing I didn't do was complain about me being in prison. Cause before every storm is a warning. You feel me? So I wasn't one of the ones to sit here and point the finger like, oh, I'm in prison because of him, or tell on somebody else when I know when you in the street, that's what you signed up for. This will come with your grandmother, somebody done told you. You done seen it. Like, man, you keep doing what you know, you're going to go to prison. You'll be dead in jail. So, like, I ain't never getting that complaint about the time or nothing like that. So, even when I'm just feeling down, I just not call. I'm not gonna call and portray that energy on the people on the street. Like, oh, it's going bad in here. It might just be in the water pot though. I'm out here with my knife. Gotta make sure I make it home. Like, it's real was on. Like, it's more people die in prison than probably in the average neighborhood. Like, for real.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real.
It's real. So 6 years in, now you at a maximum security prison.
Yeah, I ended up being like maximum like my last 2.5 years. Okay. So I ended up leaving Calhoun, which is a medium security, but it's a lot of folks who close security down there. And if you close security, you really got a lot of time. You got like 1 to 7 days, like armed robbery, murder, or something like that. So it's a medium security, really like medium maximum security prison. So I ended up leaving Calhoun, and I'm going to Macon State. Then from Macon State, I ended up going to Hancock State Prison.
Okay. So you there, they put you in the hole. You're supposed to be shut down, but what kept you going so that you can finish? I mean, you could have got out early, right? If you was just good behavior. No, you had to serve that 7.
Yeah, I don't think I would have got out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because you think that's what they tell us on TV.
And that's how I was thinking when I first got in. But after I'm doing the time, I'm like, man, rock out, man. Do your time, bro.
Okay.
Seriously, rock out. Just do your time. Because you got to just do your time. Can't nobody else tell you how to do your time. Like, you got to do what you do to make you keep going every day. Okay. What's your motivation? But back to your point, what kept me motivated? Like, when I seen anytime I'm in solitary confinement, I ain't going by me another phone. So I'm like, when I go to the shower, they come shake my room. I could have gotten another phone while I was in solitary confinement. Like, wherever I'm at, I can do what I do. You feel me? So, but I ain't get another phone because they kept shaking my room down. I go to the shower, come back, stuff everywhere. I know they just came through that round shit. They really ain't know where to hide when you solitary confinement. You need to move around and all like that. So, but what kept me going was the emotion that was going on the street. I felt like it was worth it. So me going and hitting Windwood, me hitting BDT, Shade Room, all of these folks like noticing the talent and what's going on, like I feel like it was worth it at the time. Like, I'm not sure, I'm already in prison, so you put me in a cell by myself, I don't care. Like, I came in prison inside to find me because I got on a high speed chase and police hit me with the car, so they fractured my neck and broke my leg. So I came in prison solitary confinement. Like, I was in the medical ward like 6 months before I even could hit general population. I couldn't even walk. I was in a wheelchair.
Wow. But you were resilient.
Yeah.
And you kept it moving no matter what.
You gotta keep it moving. Because do what you have for. So you go get what you have for.
Exactly.
I mean, you go get what you put in, so you can't complain about it.
Exactly. And there's so many people out, not in prison, going through a hard time, going through life and complaining.
But it's like you know how like the pain level.
Yeah.
Like,
got it.
You don't realize till you hit that maximum pain, you don't even realize you really can be stronger and handle that pain. You know what I'm saying? So like you do childbirth, like you don't realize like to a woman, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like they probably don't even realize like how much pain they really can bear. Or how much good they got it until you really see how worse it can be. And I feel like even in America right now, a lot of folks really just playing. It don't really be like
it ain't even that serious. Yeah, it ain't even that hard.
Compared to third world countries, you got to do it over here. Even if you in a house and you ain't having no clothes and nothing like that, you got a house over here. You just go be a Joe Schmo. You ain't got to be driving all fancy and all that. These folks ain't even got a car. You got folks over here that ain't got nothing to eat. Even in prison, I felt like I was living better than people on the street. Not like in America, to a certain extent. Some people over here too, but especially in third world countries, you got running water, you got food. So even the prison system is better than being in third world country. They'd rather be over here in prison than to be over there. So you gotta look at it from that perspective. It can always be worse.
It can always be worse.
It can always be worse.
So now you out, you making moves, you doing what you do. Tell us about where you are right now and what are your goals for the future? What do you want to happen?
Right now, I'm focused on just opening up a store and just getting that together. Then right after that, it'll just be going towards my community involvement. Like, what's going to separate my brand from other brands and being involved in the community and trying to make a difference in the places where I come from. So that just go to the extent of just giving the youth opportunity to even learn the skills like hand-on, being able to host like 5-on-5 basketball tournaments, just to get right here and let them do something positive. Like, even let them come to the shop, learn how to do videography, learn how to sew, make the jewelry, just give them a hustle other than go rob or sell some dope. So, like, I wanted to give them an opportunity where they don't ball and crash, not like, cause anybody get an opportunity like, hey, bro, here go a bag, gonna work you want. But that might seem bridge. And then it's just like, man, you done went down there and you realize, like, you would have been better off getting a job at McDonald's. Like, you might have had a 5-year, 10-year run, no breathing time. Like, you got here doing your thing, you living good, you really running up the money. You take that one fall, they give you 5-10 years, and they're like, was it worth it? You feel me? So, like, you be done lost all of it. Like, and then really don't be having nothing to show for it. Like,
yeah. So what are your thoughts about giving back in the prison system, youth, people that, you know, have the opportunity to get out, maybe in the youth, I guess what we call juvenile justice? Yeah,
I'd rather work with the YDC, like the youth that's already been, so I feel like I can relate to them because I already did. So, like, I had people telling me, like, they see the writing on the wall, like, but everybody really ain't know what I was doing. I really want to just see them talking about what I'm doing, especially when it's that, and I had legitimate business going on. So it was really more so like people who really knew me, you know, like, bro, you got to slow down, bro, you're doing too much. But then at that time, I'm really 20 when I first got my first store. So, like, I'm moving like I'm older, but I'm still doing stuff that now I look at, like, bro, you really moving like you 20. You feel me? Like, you in here gambling in the spot, and I ain't really had no discipline. Like, I'm shooting dice, I'm smoking weed, you know, doing a lot of stuff I ain't had no business doing. I really wasn't, like, drinking alcohol, but I definitely smoked a lot of weed. So it was just like that'll impair your vision a little bit and your judgment. Like, really, even to your work ethic. It'll deter your work ethic. Cause I feel like I was still going hard, but when I stopped smoking weed, I feel like I'm going even harder. Like, I don't feel like, if you not smoking weed, like, if you is smoking weed, you not gonna get the job done. But I just feel like when you not, you definitely gonna get it did. Like, cause you more focused. But, you know, some folks feel like they need weed for their creativity. I just got to a point in my life where I started taking my religion more serious and was just more like, man, I can't afford to be playing around. I just did 7.5 years. I can't afford to be out here playing around. So, like, for me to even get out here and, I want to smoke weed and risk going back to prison, parole violation, like, that's a little more lavish. Like, I can't be doing that.
Absolutely. Discipline, focus, making sure that you're giving back. Like, I was going to ask that question, you know, what are you doing right now to keep you focused, to keep you locked in towards those goals? Because so many people get out and they end up right back in, right?
Yeah, because it definitely going to be, you're going to get tested. You're going to get tested. I done been tested. Like, but I said, I used to tell myself in prison, I'd rather be on the street broke than in the prison having my way. Like, having the money. Because I done had the money in prison. Like, man, I can't even spend, I can't enjoy it like I want to. Like, I mean, you can take care of your family from, you know, you send them some money, but you really can't enjoy it and really just like, man, you can't even, you get you food, that's about it, but.
That's it.
Yeah, I'd rather just be on the street. The money ain't worth the freedom being on the street, that's all I'm saying. Like, it ain't really worth it. It really ain't worth it.
So, as you move forward in life, you want to open up the shop. You got an amazing space in here. I'm sure you all have to just check out the highlight reels on his social media to kind of see the amazing space, the amazing things that he's doing. He wants to give back to the community. So if you know of any opportunities where he can come and speak to the youth, where he can bring them in to do some programs, especially as you're thinking about spring break and you're thinking about summer programs, definitely reach out to him to coordinate what that looks like. But as you're looking forward to the future, you know, if you had to, let me back up, cut. As you're looking to the future, if you had to speak to your child, right? One day you're going to be a father, right? If you had to speak to your child, what would you tell your child right now as you look towards the future? What advice would you give?
Do your due diligence. Don't take nothing for face value. Do the research and execute. And just stay focused. And then sometimes don't tell everybody your vision because they'll try to talk you out your plate. Like, you might be telling somebody your vision, like, man, I can sell 100,000 of these. and they might not feel like they can do it. So they're like, man, how you second guessing yourself. So sometimes you just got to do your due diligence. It's always good to have that negative on your shoulder because they're going to make you come up with a reason why you is going to be able to do it. So I done had to learn that too, though. Like, they're like, nah, you ain't going to be able to do that. So then I come up with a reason why I am going to be able to do it. They just really make your plan a little bit foolproof when you really just look at it from both sides. But really, I just say, man, just do your research. I just tell my child, like, man, whatever you want to do, just do it and just do your research. Because anything is possible. You got access to this technology in your hand, Chat GPT, all this AI going on. It ain't nothing that you can't do. If you want to make you a spaceship, you can. So it ain't like it's that hard. Like, it ain't that hard.
Yeah. So many of our youth seem to be so distracted, though. They're so distracted by what everybody else is doing. Right?
Yeah, that's the way it's set up. That's the way it's set up. And you got to realize that it's systematically set up that way. And I don't be like to get too political, but sometimes you got to just realize, like, we ain't too far removed from slavery, though. Like, my great-grandma was in slavery. So we ain't too far removed. So you got to realize, like, they had a system to keep us down 3 generations ago. So that whole system ain't been removed already. So, like, now it's just more so, it ain't just in your face. Like, well, we don't like you. You feel me? But you still got them barriers or whatever, but they can be, you can get over them. You can overcome them now. Like, you can really work your one and still get over it for real. Get over it.
So how can our listeners, our viewers get in touch with you?
You can contact me at Armon Rashod on all platforms, or you can contact Trenches Global on Google.
Okay. We're going to make sure we put all of the links in the show notes so that you can reach out to him directly. We are so excited about the amazing work that you're doing. I'm excited to be outfitted.
That's right.
I'm going to get my scrubs and everything. You know?
That's right.
Because y'all know fashion is not my thing.
That's right.
But I got people. Again, I want to say thank you for joining us on the Marketplace Pastors Podcast. It is amazing to meet you.
I
can't wait to introduce you to an amazing community that's going to just wrap their loving arms around you and support everything that you're doing. So thank you for your focus. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yay.